Coach Casey here for your Thursday whiteboard breakdown. I have my beautiful assistant, Mr. Brehistan here. He's going to help us warm up and go through some of our movements for the day. Okay, so we have a strength portion and we have a Metcon portion. There is a run in the Metcon portion, and we're going to start off our day by measuring out 50 meters. So it's about 65 steps or so. So Bree's going to take off. He's going to measure out his 50 meters. Beautiful. 65. Killed it. Beautiful jog pace there. We figured out his 50 meters, so we will use that later for the Metcon. Okay, so starting off, after you measure that 50 meters, we're just going to do 4 down and back. So down, back, hit that 4 times, and then we're moving on, and we're going to start with 2 rounds of 10 squats to start. Knees tracking over our toes here. This is our first movement of the day, so if we need to relax at the bottom, rock on the ankles a little bit to warm them up, it's okay to take a little bit of time here if you're feeling a little tight. Second exercise, we're going to do some ankle rocks. So we're just going nice and high on the toes and then rocking back to the heels. Just getting our shins and our calves nice and warmed up because we do have some running later on in the day. Next one, we have some toy soldiers. So from this one, we're going to try to keep a pretty straight torso here as we're kicking our legs up to get a nice hamstring stretch, a little bit of a dynamic hamstring stretch here. Next one, we got our cradle walk. So this is like a standing pigeon. Okay, so as Bree's picking up his leg, he's grabbing his shin and his knee and driving it up to his opposite shoulder to get into that hip. Okay, so you have 5 per side there, and then you'll rock 1 more full round of that warm up. Okay, now we're going to be moving on, working with our kettlebell a little bit more. So our first station of the day is a strength portion with our kettlebell. So we're going to start working our wrist to warm up. We're going to go on all 4s here. Hands completely flat on the ground, elbows locked out. We're going to rock forward to get a nice big stretch in front of those forearms. Bree got really deep there. He's got some flexible forearms. Most of us may not even get a little bit over 90 degrees, but by the time you hit the 10th one, maybe we'll see a little bit deeper stretch there. After you hit those 10, you're going to flip the hands over. This is a little bit more sensitive for most of us, but still keeping the elbows locked out. Now you're shifting the weight back to put pressure on the front of that forearm. Okay, take it easy on the first few here. Don't put too much pressure on, and just like the ones forward, add pressure as we go. Okay? After that one, we're going to get our shoulders primed up with some shoulder taps and a push-up. So we're going to go into a push-up position. So from here, shoulders to heels, nice straight line. We're going to try to keep our hips in line as much as we can as we do our shoulder tap, and then 1 good push-up. Okay, you're going to do that 5 rounds. So tap left, tap right, push-up, that equals 1. You're going to do that 5 times. Okay, now, since our wrists and shoulders are a little bit more warmed up, we're going to address the kettlebell. So we're going to start off with deadlifts here. So what we want to do is step over the top of the kettlebell. So shoelaces should be in line with the handle of the kettlebell, just so it's in a nice straight line. We're going to get into our hinge to come down to pick up the kettlebell and our deadlift. From here, chest is up nice and tall, but our hips are still back, and knees are pretty much in line with the ankles as we drive up into our plank position. Now we're just going to advance this with a little bit more power through the feet and turn this into a clean. Okay, so as Bree drives through his feet and brings his hips forward, he's going to adjust his hands around the belt, catch it into a nice brace at the top, and then repeat the deadlift again. Okay, it's going to give me 10 of those, and as you can see, we're starting to just progress and get a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more technical with each movement. Okay, so the next one, now we're going single arm cleans. Okay, so for these will be in our strength portion, so we're going to break this down with no weight first to show you exactly where our arm positioning should be. So as Bree goes down into his deadlift, and when he's coming up now, instead of the elbows coming high, they're going to come back. So as Bree stands up, you can see his elbow is guiding back, and then he's punching underneath the weight. Okay? Again, creating a straight line with the belt. If the belt gets far away from us, it's going to flip over, and we're going to have some angry forearms if we do that too many times. Okay? So now Bree's going to show me full speed here from the ground, all the way into that tall, clean position. There it is, elbow back, punching up underneath the weight, standing up nice and tall in a plank position every time he catches that belt. We'll have some other variations of that in the strength portion, but we'll demo that when we get there. For this last one, we have 5 reps of a clean, and then he's going to go into a squat after he cleans that bell up nice and tall. And then full squat. Okay, you're going to do that 5 on each side, doing a full clean from the ground all the way up, okay? So now we're moving on into our strength portion, okay? We just got primed up with our kettlebell cleans, so we should have our form locked in, or at least the weight selection that we're going to use for this. We have 8-minute EMOM, so every minute on the minute, we're going to be doing 3 different cleans, okay? We have one from the high hang, and the muscle clean. Bree's going to show us that really quick. So from the high hang, remember just like our barbell, it's a slight dip in the knees, and from here, it's going to get aggressive with those hips, and then just guide the bell to that top plank position. The second one is going to be a high or a low hang or regular hang power clean. So now as he's coming up from that little bit lower position, and then he's ending in that same position, so locking out the hips into extension, and then right back down to that power position, catching in that solid rack position. So for the last one, now we're going to go down from the ground, same exact clean, but now we're going to race underneath that bell and try to get it to the bottom. So once we stand all the way up and lock out, we're bringing those hips down into a full squat. So you'll do all 3 of those on one side, and then you'll switch and do all 3 on the other side within that minute, okay? After that minute is up, you'll have a little bit of time if you need to adjust your weight, and then you have 7 more rounds rocking through that full 8 minutes, okay? Now, and we will have an extra video on that, breaking down that basic clean if you've never done a kettlebell clean before or you struggle there, okay? So watch out for that video breakdown of the kettlebell clean. On to the Metcon. So the Metcon, this one is for time. We have a 13-minute cap, so it's not a super long one. A little bit of running and back to our kettlebell work here, okay? So we have a 500-meter run to start. Then we're knocking out, we just worked on these, so these should look really good, 2 kettlebell hang power cleans, and this is going to be per arm. And then all we're doing is reducing the run by 100 meters each round, and then we're increasing the hang power cleans by 2 each round. And remember, that's per arm as we work down. So we have a 400-meter run, 4 hang power cleans. 300-meter run, 6 hang power cleans, 200-meter run, 8 hang power cleans, and then finishing off with a little sprint 100-meter run, and then crushing that last 10 hang power cleans. Call time, record that bad boy in SugarWOD, and give us a shout. Let us know how it went. Thanks, guys.